All right, Dave, you're the one that segued us into Prompty. Where do we start?
Well, we talked about starting to get the front end tied in.
There was a couple straggler technical things that CJ was like, we'll just do it later.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know if you knew exactly what they were, if it was more as we run into them, we can either make note or just hack them in live, whatever works.
I kind of know. So, but I think it can be done in the background. Like I can just do it while we're like booting things up. It's pretty easy.
That's what you said last time too. I'll do it in the background. Sleight of
continuity achieved
without trying. It's nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So maybe design kit? No? Yeah.
I mean, so the design kit, we can sort of pop over there and look at it. I mean, as of right now, we have like all the componentry to do mockups and sort of build out from there. I think that dummying in, well, we have the Excalibur draw, like dummying in the structure in the app for all the stuff that we talked about in the Excalibur draw would probably be easiest. I don't know, we've done this in the past. And then we could pop over into the Figma to mock that stuff up if necessary, or just do it in line. But if we have the general functionality working on the front end, cleaning it up and polishing it will be fairly easy. And then if we can do this together, we can catch any sort of edge cases and stuff, and then potentially any sort of feedback on the UI side of things, we can get mocked up and then do another round. And then Jordan and I can probably do an async sesh where we start painting, software decorating.
Yeah, I basically stopped right before turning things into components. I'm not sure how we're going to use it, so I thought I'd wait until things start moving before I start doing architecture. So
yeah, I think that's good.
Stuff. Okay.
My policy on this has just been to use these as reference, cool. So that the code goes faster. But it's so simple right now that we can probably hold it. But yeah, in the future, if we need other people to come in here and mock up things on their own, that kind of stuff would be super helpful. But we're also figuring out how to best do this. So it's up for grabs.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it.
Yeah, this is a good warm up for Exquisite Land, because the Exquisite Land stuff is like fairly complex in comparison. Yeah. And this process would have been easier had we had mockups that were actually, functional. But here we go. So anyways, yeah, I don't know. Do we want to like sort of where do we want to start, I guess? Where's the Excalibur draw?
I wonder if we take a stab at creating a few more mocks here, but for the Prompty instance create screen on the settings page, maybe.
Sure.
And then I think, they don't have to be picture perfect, but I think then I don't mind driving in React and starting to break those out into pages and components, though that'll be very rough, extremely rough. But at the very least, I'll just duplicate what we have, more or less.
Okay, so we just need to guess whatever the listing is going to be. Okay, Notion decided to just close. It's insane.
It really
Don't
is.
click links. Notion will close. All right.
Dave, are you driving right now?
Can, yeah.
Do you mind sharing your screen? Because otherwise I have to follow where you are and I don't know sometimes.
Sure. will drive with Jordan's help. Okay. So basically got this page. Just blender. Look who it is. He's got a bucket. Watch out. Cool.
They gotta milk the chicken.
Yep. They're not going to milk themselves.
The chicken.
It's one of
I
the
can't think about that guy dripping
phrases.
milk on the floor. I don't know why it's so gross to me. Like,
It was one of the
gross.
worst things that's ever happened to
I don't
me,
know why.
dramatically speaking.
I'm irrationally disgusted by that, and I want to acknowledge it. It's irrational.
I think
for
it's
some reason.
fully rational.
Do you think it'd be different if it was like not dairy milk?
Yeah,
Do you think
100%.
Okay,
Lemonade,
cool.
I don't care. Lemonade, I'm like, oh, gotta clean it up. But milk, I don't know why, dude.
What if it were
Cream,
dolphin milk?
Rich.
See, Dave. That's a good point. That's somehow not as bad.
You can milk any mammal. Just keep that in mind.
Is that a dare?
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna make an abomination of everything. Sorry, Jordan.
Yeah, I mean, I just tried to make it so you should be able to do this, Dave. That you should be able to grab pieces and snap it. So I'm fingers crossed.
Yeah, so-
I'm enjoying watching this.
This here, we're just gonna. I mean, this would be. What is it? Very prompty. I mean, then the public prompties.
Oh, grab the container.
Grab the
Um,
container.
This whole thing, and then delete the ones you want or reorder the ones you don't want.
Got it. There's this thing. All right. So what do we want in this thing? The Prompty name. We have all that over here. Name, visibility, addresses. That doesn't really matter. So, yeah, I don't know what we need in the listing here. Last updated.
Current active prompties could be interesting, but it's also
That
not
second.
necessary. Like current active like count of current active prompties. But
Oh,
I don't know if that's really like it might just give a nice snapshot of like how lively the prompty instances.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
And
Yeah,
then
kind of like
description.
like a thermometer, like a temperature gauge kind of thing.
Mhm.
That's interesting. I'm gonna put that in my notes for later.
Cool. Then description.
Yeah.
So these are called a prompty. What are they called?
A
Group
prompty
squad.
I feel like I've been
Yeah.
referring to the singular like prompt as
Okay.
a prompty.
No, this is
Yeah.
a good question, guys. I feel like a prompty is an instance. A prompt is a box, right?
Yeah.
I think the language, I might have skipped the language where some of the Excalibur giants
Hmm.
are creating a prompty instance, whereas this would be a prompt. Is that language correct?
We haven't defined it yet.
Yeah.
Like are the objects we're creating and working on prompts and then the instance prompty, or are the I don't know what I'm saying now.
Yeah, I think that the colloquial probably will end up being like, let's make a prompty, and that's
Yeah.
probably like a singular. Like
Probably right.
if it, prompt and prompty are probably synonymous, and then this thing, because you're not going to make these that often, so like,
Yeah, good
what are
point.
these called? Group.
Yeah, the instance should have probably a more formal name because it is probably a more rare operation. So it could be a little
Yeah.
more unwieldy to say as a differentiator. I like that.
So what the hell are these things? Groups. I mean, this is like Facebook groups. That's
Yeah.
probably the equivalent. We'll just go with group for now.
Keep it
Groupie.
easy.
Just kidding.
Groupie. I'm a prompty groupie.
Groupity.
Groupity.
Gruppetto.
Bigger
Grouper.
group name. A group. Probably do this bigger. Breaking all this apart.
Also be aware, autocorrect will just constantly remove the Y.
Yeah.
So sometimes if it looks like it's wrong, it's a typo. It wasn't me. I know
You're not to blame.
ever.
How that works.
Do you ever accidentally add a typo to dictionary in like an app where you're trying to update the
Yeah.
word and then somehow you click add and you're just like, fuck. And then how do
Yeah,
you get it out of the
paranoia.
dictionary now?
Yeah. I spelled my
Wow,
email
yeah.
address wrong on 5 of my invoices to my contract because I spent so much time making the invoice look pretty, and it took like a month to figure everything out. I'm so embarrassed. So embarrassing.
It's funny too. 'cause
Beautiful
it's like
invoice.
creating a
Beautiful invoice.
problem for you.
Typo
too.
on the
Yeah.
email.
This is why I
Auto
think
layout
people-
stuff is pretty good.
Oh yeah, word, right?
That's
Hmm.
cool. Yeah, Dave was briefing about this. He's like, Jordan just goes into Figma. He hasn't used it that much, and he figures out how to do things that I like have been using Figma for years. I
I've
have
been
no
so
like,
lazy.
No,
Won't
it's because-
refuse to learn.
This, I think they're downstream of like basically the most of the constraint systems that exist in like Cocoa and
Yeah.
Swift. So these map my mental model for CA constraint layers.
It makes sense.
And Swift V&H stacks. Like it's yeah. They okay, yeah, you got this.
B&H stacks are my shit. I fucking love B&H stacks.
Yeah, right, dude.
Yeah.
They're
Wait, what
so
are
sexy.
these?
Z
Are
stacks?
Swift
So
things?
sexy. So sexy. Yeah.
The Swift
Yeah,
UI
Swift
thing.
Yeah, so if you like it,
Bro,
like once I
it's-
learned how to use them, I was like, oh, I hate web development.
It's
Um,
it's so sick.
but I guess now there's like frameworks and stuff that like use the same syntax in the web too.
oh,
I know
really?
like for OKPC we use something like I think it's called like Chakra React or something that uses V&H stacks throughout the whole system, and same like spacer kind of thing too. So it was interesting to use because it was like going back to that like more Swift UI
Bill
type
and
thing.
Hug.
Yeah, I gotta check that out, dude. Because I'm like you. The Swift layout stuff really worked well with my brain. Dave, you're trying to put those
Yeah.
next to each other.
I'm trying to see what you can do. All right, get this one.
So
Go in
one thing to
here.
pay attention to
Stupid.
is
Yeah.
you know what these little icons on the left, right? The vertical and the horizontal ones mean
Where what?
in the layer list.
Oh yeah.
Banner
sure.
grid and page grid are showing their stack order. So everything in there will stack left to right within. So in page grid,
So
there's a prompt,
Okay.
and inside.
got it.
So like for instance, if I put
I see.
best, and then I put it inside here, it goes to the right and it goes to the left. Whereas
Mm,
in this one, it goes above or it goes below. So if you just look at that, it takes a second to realize the containers
Yeah.
are there's different between auto layout in these column grids.
yeah, it may be too much for me to.
Well,
yeah.
Let me fix it. Let me fix it real quick. Here we go.
Yeah. So basically, I'm just like we need. It may be better for you to drive this thing, because I'm just gonna butcher it. Yeah, let's do that, and then I can sort of watch you since you've already done the thing.
And then you wanted wait, no, this is next to it, right?
So I was just sort of dropping them in. Like my main goal here is to make them not look like this necessarily. Like we need some differentiation so that the list looks a little bit different. Plus we've got a little bit different layout. So what I was thinking here next is like number of people in the thing, like members, I guess.
Okay.
And then like this would be, I guess, active prompties. Prompt. And then, yeah.
Do you want this on the right or the left?
I don't know. I think we just get this stuff in here for now,
Okay.
and then like we can fiddle with it, see what it feels like.
Well, this is a group name. It doesn't need, does it need a last update?
Probably not. Like,
I think the
mean-
number of prompts and the descriptions.
yeah,
I mean,
so here's, let's bump up to use case. So you're gonna land on this thing. The majority use case right now is we're not gonna have that many of these things, so we should just dummy in what we can, right? Like, you know, like there's the public list version of this where, and I'm probably jumping ahead to design that. So we can pull it back. You just need to know, like, this is buzzard. So I need to know where buzzard is. The reactive prompts is nice to know if you're landing on the thing, if this is going to be like prompty.xyz, you have this open or something like this. This is also maybe a card that goes somewhere. I don't know, like on Notion's landing page or something, if that's going to be our hub. And then you can keep an eye on this number potentially if it goes up, you know. If it were smart, it's like, you know, X number of new prompts since last year, this kind of thing, but all that's, you know, down the road. So yeah, and then we don't really need to know anything else, I guess. I think we can go along with this. Like, if we start bringing in other people and there is a public list, then we're going to want to see other things, but we'll add it as we need to. So this is perfect. Let's just go with this. Unless anybody can think of anything else that this thing needs to show. Yep, that's good.
we need an icon for the group, right?
Finding it. Buzzard picture. That's ugly. Wow. That doesn't work.
Oh, I love it.
Beaky buzzard.
When I worked at Pearson, there was an animator there who had done both Hanna-Barbera and Don Bluth stuff.
Mm.
And he could crank that classic stuff out. Like, he was like, he was in the mid 60s. He was the sickest animator. He's doing Flash, like children's animation stuff, but he could do that classic style so good.
You do this. Put it in here.
Oh, put it on. I think you'd put it in the
You
fill. Dave.
cannot.
It goes in the
You
fill.
put it on
I
the
believe.
fill.
You'll copy it and then select the fill and then. Oh, wait.
Yeah, that's what I.
Ooh.
Interesting. Perfect. We buzzards. Cool. Wait, did that get screwed? No.
Oh, hold on. Oh no. Oh, okay. No, it's on. That was my fault. There we go. Sorry.
There you go. Cool. And if you just do this, does that work?
Yeah. Let me hold on. Let me make us a nice little container.
Yeah. Is there anything else that we need on this
Do we need
page?
to add? Oh, can I just ask? Do we need to add description? We didn't do that last time.
Do we have to, or
Yeah, like I think like just that text there. This is a description of the life purpose. Like that doesn't exist in the contract currently. So like,
Got
is
it.
that something we need to add?
I mean, we can come back to it later. I mean, we know what it is now. Like, yeah.
Is that a problem right now, CJ? Like,
Super easy. Like it'll take me 2 minutes. I was just gonna ask like if you want me to do that real fast.
I think add it.
I think
Yeah.
I think you have to because
It'll
there's
get
a bunch
used.
of groups with the same name. Yeah.
It's also invitational, like if you see something that you're excited about.
Real quick question. I know it's like down the road, but I know in a lot of Web3 stuff there's generative avatars.
Yeah.
Do we inherit those from other platforms, or should I tag that we'll need a generative avatar at some point? Probably.
There's
Does
a
that
bunch
come
of
from
open source
outside,
code.
or does it come from inside?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that there's a specific service or anything like this. I mean, there's a
Yeah,
whole
you
bunch of
pick
these
your
things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, your own. Cool.
It's
I don't
also
think
there's
there's
a
a
lot of
way to. There's not a
there's a
way
lot
to
of like
set like a PFP across platforms or anything like that. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know. Yeah.
Is there?
there is that as well. Kind of like
Interesting.
ENS like is supposed to take care of that. It's just like most people don't use
Yeah.
it. But the generative stuff, like there's a bunch of open source code that like
Yeah.
we can pull from or do it ourselves.
Yeah, let's figure that out. This is at the group level too, rather than the PFP level, because yeah. All right, and then on this, we had the like, why is Prompty cool thing. This will show up later. I mean, there's a couple states for this page that, like, you know, the connect wallet, connected wallet, and then you're part of some, and then it shows you a list of the ones that you're a part of. And then like some sort of like cell site kind of stuff. So could just have like a, I'm mocking. What is their tagline? What is Prompty?
Together.
Yeah, we haven't done one of these.
Prompty.
Prompty is a collaborative prompting game system for together fun. That's bad, but here we are. So potentially later it's, yeah, I don't know, like landing page thing for now. And this can go away potentially. I'm finding.
Is a group a requirement to create a property?
No, right? There's just straight public, right? It was with the
Yeah, we talked about creating a garbage pit,
And I think that would still
So-
be a group.
but that would still be a
like an
group. Yeah.
actual-
Oh yeah, this is, we talked about adding like, so private to this. Still don't know how this works. Okay,
what do you want that, Dave?
I don't know.
Oh, put it in the same folder as the word buzzard folder in the tree.
Still gotta get
And then
used to.
Yeah, no,
Where
this
is it?
once you get the hang of this, you actually use layout in the layer list more than in the canvas.
Yeah.
Once you get these things set up.
All right, where is it? Where is buzzard? There.
Then just change the stack order in the layer list. Yeah, there you go.
So this would be. Okay. I see. Again, this is down the road. So this is how I can see it working, I guess, from the UI standpoint, because otherwise, like, loose prompts. I don't know that we have a model for that. Like, yeah.
Because so if I made a prompt and I manually added people to it instead of a group. From those users' perspectives, when they connect to the site, they would see the prompt. I would see the prompt because I created it.
Yeah, so interesting. Yeah, I guess the question there is, it's like,
You need a group to start a prompt is the,
yeah, like, yeah, so in the case that we want to use this, is we want like prompts to inherit like a sort of group authenticate, you know, like, yeah. But you could presumably.
Yeah, I think I understand that the purpose of the group is to have that hierarchy of like,
Yeah,
these are the people that
context.
are,
Yeah.
yeah, it's the context. Yeah.
yeah. So
You could do prompt first, then group, but because it's multiplayer, it does necessitate at least two people, which is a group. So yeah, group comes first or second is sort of
Yeah,
another way of thinking about it.
Right. And the main reason I'm asking it is because I'm like a little bit fuzzy on like the value of having groups on chain as well. Like, and so I'm like wondering if it makes sense for this to be like a sort of like a Web 2 structure, or is there value to store these structures on the chain as well?
I guess my only thing there on the technical side is it's kind of just easy and we don't have to run more infrastructure. Like that's my main rationale is like, if we can just do it on chain, it means we don't need to spin up a database and then maintain that. And like now add a new like endpoint into the, you know, like app and then handle both things and then coordinate between them. I think it's just like, it's all a little simpler technically is my intuition at least.
Yeah, and it's definitely easier to implement from that standpoint. And we're doing it on Matic, so you know it's relatively cheap for the user, but that is an added cost as well.
yeah. I mean, I think for prototyping purposes, we do the easy thing for now. And then like if we need to, for whatever reason, cost or some sort of privacy concern or something like this that we run into, like get it functional so that we can feel what the UI feels like the process of that thing. And then that can make the decision. And then later on we can re-architect, assuming that we're going to throw a lot of this away potentially anyway. Like if it solves the use case for us playing with this thing, like I think that's the bounds of the decision making right now, because we don't know. We're not like really trying to get this thing to market yet. That's how I'm thinking about it. I don't know if that works.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, part of the context thing with the group, like the value is that if you know there's a specific group, you get to write to that group. So it's like a mentality. Yeah, it'll probably be good. I've got some ideas for things that I want to do with Prompty outside of Buzzard to start testing it with other people to have the experience of going into the group setting. Like we should all be experimenting with that if possible.
Yeah. So, all right, let's assume groups are the top level thing. Create a group. You have a group. like prompts are posted within the group. So here, the public one, whatever, doesn't matter for right now, just showing the distinction between the two. We'll figure this out. For now, we basically have unlisted and you only see these. We talked about prompts being visible, but responses not being visible. So we were going to dump the like privacy stuff at the top level. Is that right? Am I remembering that right?
Yeah, in other words, the unlisted public views only affects whether this group is visible on the front page, and all the behavior of the prompts is consistent.
And that's not wildly necessary right now, but so consider these as like a future casting. So, all right, then sort of branding here. This would just be buzzard. So click this, go here, you're in buzzard. Here are the prompts. This is, so these are on the sub pages. This is more what I was looking for here.
And someone upgrade me to editor on the Figma.
And for now, there's no permissioning on getting added to a group, right? So it's just like I can add anyone and then they will automatically like see the group.
So also, Dave, if this is a moon diagram, don't worry about it.
So Jordan can edit it. Everyone exquisite.
Oh yeah. So I'm already in there, but if you just change that to can edit. Oh
yeah.
Maybe
so
not
then
because it's a draft in the project. That's
we're running out of room here. Is the problem.
Don't worry about it.
So I don't know. We have to figure this out. Which means that we're gonna. Oh, what is?
Dave, I don't know.
Approve.
yeah, that works.
Now you can do that. I don't know what the hell just happened there. Anyways, what's
So
up,
yeah,
Jordan?
I think that the
I made a
permissioning
canvas to your right that I've just slowly just been building as you've been working. That should be the same thing.
Sweet. Yeah, nice.
So right now with the permissions, like Tony was asking, anybody, so one person starts the group, or yeah, do we have any hierarchy? Are there owners and then users? Hi, Kevin.
Me. Can I take this? Hey, there it goes.
Hello.
How's it
Yo.
going? How's your coffee or tea?
Tea is good.
Good.
Weather right now.
We
Yeah.
finally got to see your plot. We heard about the blackberries.
Oh yeah.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, beautiful.
I flipped the camera around, but I didn't walk around or
Got it.
anything.
Cool.
But the first thing is like I think Kristen said, "Oh, this looks like a wonderful place wherever you are," or something. I forget exactly the
A
language.
perfect place. Yeah.
Perfect
And then
place.
he's
A
like, well, it's
perfect
Rolex place. And I was like, oh, it's coming to life. I've seen the inside of your place from video
Yeah.
chats, but
Yeah.
maybe just a wall behind you.
It's very different than that wall, is what I'd say. It has a lot
There's
of
more to it.
there's a lot of character.
It's a lot of dimensionality.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's a lot
It's a
here.
3D place.
Yeah. Definitely. How things going?
Good. Are there hierarchies of users? Are there owners? Are there like everyone's just everything right now, right?
The simple model is it's like effectively a multi-sig where only one person needs to like a one of n multi-sig.
Yeah. One person can
Yeah.
start it, but then afterwards they can invite whoever they want, and then anyone who's invited can invite whoever they want.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's no permissioning stuff. For
Yeah,
user
for now
types.
it's a good faith that the person who created it doesn't get booted by whoever they get invited by. So it's a
I guess at
if
some
you
point
can't
it might
maintain
make
that,
sense.
then
Yeah, like the barest form of, or maybe barest structure I could see is kind of copying the smart contract model, where like the owner is the default admin at some point, and then they have to explicitly transfer the ownership. But I think that for now, the simplest model makes sense.
yeah, we'll figure out like whatever patterns we need to do there. Yeah, I think we're good for now. So okay, we got this listing thing. Yeah, just this model basically everywhere. Probably should make all these components, but here we are.
Wow. If you could program like how you're moving things like this, it would be great.
Yeah, I agree.
This one,
I mean, I think it can't be that far off, but I don't know.
No, it can't be. Especially if, like Jordan's saying, they're kind of using the same underlying like methodology, like H stacks, V stacks kind of deal. It
Yeah.
should
It
be
literally
really
is.
easy to translate that
literally
into
like-
code, theoretically.
It's H stacks, V stacks. The auto layout
Yeah.
is basically CA constraint, and then these whatever you call these grid containers are literally H stacks, V stacks.
That's yeah. Like theoretically, this should be so easy. Of course, it's not, but
No. Buzzard. That's prompting.
also, Tony, your question did get me thinking more generally too. Like, I think there is maybe a question of like, a lot of this could probably be done on Web 2 almost easier than Web 3. Like, at least from like hiding some of the information and like not having to deal with the encryption stuff and all of this. But that's probably a different question. Just kind of something that I was noticing in like the patterns maybe.
Yeah, I mean, and I think definitely as far as prototyping it goes, like we should just go with the easier approach.
Right.
But when we're ready to like, you know, do like a V2 with that's going to be more mainstream, I think it's going to be like, it's almost like a thinking, I'm just thinking of like from like a future proofing perspective, like we have an idea of like the value of prompties as like being on chain and what they can do. And the question is like, can we set up groups so that they serve like a similar purpose, or like are they there just to support the Prompty infrastructure, or should they just be
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
on our own
Well, and
database somewhere?
I guess some of it maybe comes down to like if it's more group focused initially, like maybe that doesn't want to live on chain, but there's like a publish to chain, like the whole draft kind of state thing that we thought about before too.
Yeah.
So,
And
I don't know.
also
It's just got me thinking about like some of these things.
some of the retrospective use of blocks that, let's say you're working in like another environment, and this is, I mean, it's the RLog as like a system. You're working in another environment where you're responding to people in block format for whatever reason, and one of those blocks could become a prompt, and then there's just an easy way to flip it over into that space, and like that's moving
Right.
between groups potentially.
Right. And
Right.
like I think there's potentially the value of like a group's protocol just existing as a
Interesting.
standalone
Totally.
thing.
Interesting.
Totally.
Okay.
Totally.
I just had so how, I don't, we don't probably need to talk about this, but let's say you were journaling. You don't need to journal on chain, obviously, but what's the quickest way? Like maybe something in your journaling, a little snippet that you just want to copy and paste. I guess there's like this is the quick add thing. It's like a quick add block to our log system. Just put it back in the box. We can deal with it later. There's just
Yeah, I have
movement
some thoughts
between
on that one.
on chain and off chain that I'm sort of like feeling into, because not everything needs to be on chain, but basically what we're saying is things on chain, you want to have relational vectors, I guess, to other things, including other
Pre-chain.
content and people. Yeah.
Right.
It's not, we don't have to talk about it now, but yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's a
let's
whole
pick-
box that we could open.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have lots of thoughts there.
Okay, so back to this thing. I'm just so screwed. How am I doing? I see these are components. Yeah, next time I need to take a tour of what you built, Jordan, before smashing everything to bits. You're very patient. Okay, so I think the only other thing
I
here
got some.
is
I got some. I got to figure out right here. So I don't worry about. Don't worry about me.
I won't. Never do. Settings.
That totally works.
Did you create? Have you done any? There we go.
Here's a nice hack, Dave. When you can't, when you're using the grid stuff here, and two objects aren't the same width, but they need to align the same. I put a box that's invisible inside a group,
Interesting.
and it'll
We're back
obey
to
the metrics
one pixel
of a hidden
GIFs.
box. One pixel invisible GIFs. That's right. That's right. Yeah.
We're back.
We're back, man.
All right. I think if you did any color styles. Yeah, so we I don't know where to put this. So basically on this thing, settings will be in logged in. This one.
Ooh.
Wallet connected, and then we need a settings page.
You can just I'll do it. I'll make you a banner with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on it.
That's that. Stability.
What do you need to connect wall, Dave? On
No, so here to follow.
Oh, that wouldn't work actually. You would have to have a wallet connected before you know the group you're in, right?
Well, unless you specify by URL.
Yeah.
Yeah,
These
okay.
things are they're visible publicly. The prompts are visible.
Got
But
it.
the responses aren't. Yeah. So technically you can see it. But certain things like the settings link won't be available unless the wallet is connected. And so yeah, so we need a settings page. I don't know which one we should
I'll make
copy
a
for
second.
that.
I'll make a second page.
Cool. Got that new animation now.
Oh, whoa! What happened here? What happened? Copy. Oh.
So in that case, no settings unless the wallet's connected, probably.
Oh, right.
I mean, I just dummied that in, so I don't know grid wise I would stick that in there.
And this is the settings page, not the button settings, right?
Yeah.
Got it. I'm guessing probably gonna be something closer to this for the layout.
Yeah.
Does that look right?
Just need to get the button in there and then that's it. That's what we've got in there so far. Looks right.
Would be great.
Yeah, we have to design this control too. Which I imagine is just plus minus kind of doodad. What's your east name, Jordan?
Oh, computer lich. I was like, I knew it was cool. Couldn't remember it, but I knew it was good.
Oh dang, Dave, your ring could be rich too.
I'm super rich. The most rich. What happens when you nose to the grindstone, working every day, getting that hustle?
Hustle mindset. That's how I described it.
Mhm. It's me.
That's how you describe Dave.
Mhm.
Wow.
He's always hustling, always scamming, grifting.
Getting out there. So we could just do this. Plus there. I need to do selection.
Thank you so much. Oh, and one of your mugs too. Great.
The service there is insane too.
I know. The frolic service.
Mm-hmm. Like, so I can't do.
I don't know if you know, but they live in a tiny home and it's fantastic.
Is it?
What do you
Is it
like about
something
it?
that you're considering? Yeah.
Is it something I'm considering? Yes, definitely. They built it pretty much like for all themselves.
That's cool.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a clever layout and good use of space and nothing you kind of don't need, which is cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
And it's very, very pretty and designed in there, which is awesome.
That helps. That helps with the
does.
long winters.
Hmm.
Good enough for government work. Yeah, I don't know what the standard for this should be. Easiest to build. Too big. Yeah, I don't know what you think on control, Jordan. We can go over it. Okay, so yeah. Be safe unless we're auto saving these. Cancel doesn't matter. Get into that stuff.
Were you trying to put? Oh, you got it.
I'm trying. Yeah. Stand for thing. Yeah. So, what else do we need to? John, like, what else do you think we need in here to? Got this, got that. This will just be empty.
Yeah, that's the default page
Things.
with no prompties, but that's fine. We'll just render it as such. Any of these are like conditional. Yeah, that like connect wallet flows stuff. I think that'll be when we're in React. So don't get anything for that. This might be it.
Cool. Yeah, Jordan, on this control here, the allow list, one word, keep doing that, allow list. Whatever, we'll figure that out. I don't know.
Where do you want
it? Mostly just double check my logic on this. Like, this is the easiest thing I could think to build just without it being fancy.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, just right here then.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, I think that gives us pretty much all the surfaces for now, and then anything else we'll run into. So cool.
Sweet. I've sort of started scaffolding things into React here, just a structure. So I can switch over.
Look at these handoffs. Fluidity and motion.
What I basically did, and this is my new React here, is I took our prompt ID structure with the create page and index page for each unique prompt, and I duplicated that to column groups basically. So now we have a group ID index, which is just going to show the prompties, which is like basically the old app structure is what I'm thinking. The create page will be here. I'm assuming the settings page will be in here. And then the base index page is going to change to be the listing of the different Prompty instances.
Yeah.
Cool.
And where I basically am at now is trying to query the new instances basically. So I'm on the group ID page. So let's assume like ID 1. Is there anything I have to do for like a unique use latest prompts from instance query? Like how do I get that?
So couple things, John. I don't know. Hopefully you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Are you on the branch that I just created?
Yep, prompt instances. And I've got the new.
I just wanted to, cool. Just wanted to make sure. Yeah, so this one, what you have to do basically, like if you scroll up from the query itself, like wherever that's happening,
Oh.
yeah, that latest prompts
It's
from
derived
graph.
from
You,
here.
you need to do a code gen basically, and then the code gen will create that name, which will become latest prompts from group query, and then you can do whatever, use latest whatever, you know. I
Got
think
it.
that should solve it. So
That
whatever,
makes
yeah,
sense.
like
So in other words,
use latest,
this
whatever you call, had it called. Yep. Yeah, and then you might need to import it from somewhere as well. It's probably why it's getting that red underline there.
So I didn't see any Git changes kick in after running CodeGen. Is it possible it's not picking up this query modification here, or is it?
You're in the subgraph. You're in the subgraph directory.
Oh, right. We're not. You mean
Like you
where I
ran
ran
CodeGen
CodeGen.
from. Yeah, you ran CodeGen from. It might be called something else in app. I'm not sure. You might need to look at the package. Yeah.
Oh, okay. GraphQL
Okay, cool.
runs this within app.
CodeGen.
That makes more sense. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I would just check your query, how it's written.
Yeah, so I
think
assumed
it
it
doesn't
was
like something.
instance. Yeah, it might be instance ID. Is my thinking, or might.
I think it's just ID. It's probably just ID.
Oh, in that case, I wonder if this should be at this level then. I might be thinking about this wrong.
You probably don't need that at all, I think. Wait, yeah. So prompts, actually, so prompts instead, what are you trying to do? Hold on. Are you trying to get the prompts for a group? Latest prompts from group. Got it. Okay.
Exactly. Yep.
Prompts. Okay, so I think that like that's not valid. That doesn't seem valid to me. Like you really need a where query. So it'll be like prompts where instance EQ instance ID, but I would go to the like GraphQL, like, you know, Explorer thing on the subgraph, you know, like where you can like mess around with the prompts directly. So you can figure out, and it'll tell you like syntax errors and everything, and then just copy and paste whatever works from there.
That makes sense.
Hopefully that works.
Can we do a double query like this? Should we still keep all the previous parameters where it's like first 10 order by?
That should be fine. Yeah, I don't think those you need to do in a where. Those are not aware. Yeah, those are just like query params kind of a thing.
Neat. Yep.
And I think you might need some parens somewhere. Yeah.
Grab these as well.
Cool. Well, yeah, there's nothing in the subgraph yet, so
Makes sense. Yeah.
did the treating go out.
All right, likes the formatting of that. That's a good sign. This will become ID. Should know about prompt instances by now because this is the latest branch.
Yeah, I wonder if I missed putting the subgraph somewhere else in the code. It might be work everywhere where it needs to go. There might be another place somewhere I can check as well.
Sure.
Yeah, it's in the codegen.yml file.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh,
Change
like
that.
that schema
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
God. Yeah, that ran without errors. So now
You might need
this
to
is
just
probably
subgraph. You just need to restart the TypeScript server or that.
Yep.
Hopefully that solves it.
that might have been it. Yeah. The- So this is going to be home. Oh, I guess yeah. For this page, we do need the prompty, like the actual child objects of the prompts, but in the index page, the query is going to be even simpler because we don't even need the prompties or the actual prompts themselves. So I'll copy this over.
Total space language.
Jordan, all that stuff is great.
What's up?
All the control stuff is great.
Dude, I'm having so much fun, dude.
Well, do you want to pop it over into the creator group thing?
Yeah.
Have some more fun.
Yeah, where at? I didn't see it.
Just that same, all this stuff from the settings is basically the same as the creative group. We can just sort of empty it out.
Just swap it.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, we just have like a, yeah. We can just rearrange it for that. And
Nice.
We need to be able to create a tunnel, a voice tunnel.
A sidebar chat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it dumps you out of the main room though. Yeah.
You'll be able to edit that and it'll go back. Yeah. Those are converted SF symbols. They might be a little trashy, so just don't worry about them. Treat them however you'd like. Yeah. I'm gonna.
What's the issue, John?
Not getting this import even after CodeGen. Well, it doesn't exist in there.
Can you just
Which feels
delete
like-
it? can you delete the import statement entirely, just the whole line? And then just do on the underlined, use public Prompty instance to command dot, or like, you know, like just to see, like, I guess like it'll auto import
Oh,
stuff
oh,
for
gotcha,
you.
gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it's not there. Okay. Might be worth
Maybe
just
because it
searching the
doesn't have
codegen file.
parameters.
No,
Oh, you think?
it'll work anyway. Is like maybe just like I don't know, like something, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, like something could just be like spelled wrong or whatever.
Yeah. Wondering if.
That's bugs.
yeah, so
That's a type.
So at least that exists here, which makes me think that something must be using this, but nothing seems to be using it. Latest prompts from group query. Latest prompts from it's not us either. Then we have more of
Use
these.
it's there. It's right below. Right below. Use latest prompts from group query. Right. That's the function you want.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Because I named this one
Okay.
Prompty instance. Yeah.
Okay, so
I could run this just to be safe in case I didn't save something, but I think so. Do you think it could be because it doesn't have any
no,
parameters?
it
Right.
shouldn't be.
So
I mean, it might not be
special about
valid
those.
syntax. I don't know. I don't know
Yeah,
the
let me-
syntax
yeah,
well
actually,
enough to look at it. I would just
good
check
point.
and
Let me try to run it. Yeah, and here.
I think it is valid, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, it's
Can you delete the parens? Okay, I don't know. Let me just do it. I can't. It's hard for me to see the screen.
Yeah.
It might be worth just starting like with their default query, and then just adding what you want, and then copy and pasting that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then maybe take out the first 5 or whatever.
Is there a default that's stays there, like 100 or something?
Yeah, there's a default. I forget what it is. It looks like there might be a syntax error. I don't know. You know, like first whatever is also fine.
Yeah.
I think you copied the.
If only it worked that way. Now, let's see if that exists in.
You should be able to copy the whole block as well, like the query part of it, as you know, just to like make sure, you know.
Oh, and put it back
exactly what you have.
into the graph.
Yeah, like just making sure exactly what you have, like will run
Yeah.
just fine.
Yeah, it's not happy about that error again. It's like it doesn't like the query name, or maybe I could have.
Do you have it in braces?
At the top level, yes, and then we have another curly.
I don't think you need the braces at the top level. Yeah.
Let's
Cool.
go. So yeah, I think this is exactly what we have minus these parentheses.
Cool.
Preferences. Yeah, but good idea to check in there. Oh, I think that's in here now.
Cool. You still might need to restart the TypeScript thing too.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible.
Yeah, that was happy now. Oh, that's the number error. I have the wrong location here. Not that high up. This object. Okay. Do we just try to create the create page and then see if we can pass in a prompt instance and then have it come back to the query?
Sure. I think I need to put a new contract address in.
Mm-hmm. It's coming from.
I mean, the old one will work as well, actually. It just won't have description.
And this is the old one here.
I believe so.
I'll upgrade that later.
Let me paste you the.
Yeah. Sweet, yeah.
I'm just gonna do it in Zoom chat.
ABI stays the same. Well, this is
I think I probably already updated it, or I have it updated locally.
Alright.
Yeah, I updated everything locally. I think I need to just push the code. You changed the address in the contracts file.
yes. Should I just drop that
I'm
change
just-
and pull down everything?
Yeah, drop that change and pull down. I'll just drop it in instead. I did not give a commit message. That was so. It seems like my internet is really slow or something.
Cool. No rush. I'm just gonna start adding the boilerplate for React.
Cool. Code should be up now.
Looks good.
I think the E needs to be on the outside. Like that whole block thing. I'm guessing. Yeah. You're trying to, you want like E dot input dot value,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
you need to do E arrow like on the outside of set group name just inside of the initial parens, and it's like that's defining a function that's going to take the input E when an event happens that will be triggered, and then it'll set the group name from there. Yeah, you know, input that value or whatever it is. I don't know. I could have that wrong, but
Yeah.
generally like
The structure
something
to
E
target
dot
the value, I
something.
think.
Yeah, maybe that makes sense. Yeah, cool.
Mhm. Description was the last thing. Stressy. Beautiful. Should I just basically duplicate this entire handler structure and ours to get the like loading message and the lapse time stuff? I think
Seems like it.
nothing unique here. Trying to understand which is loading. This one was referring to. We've got got a couple here, and that's just renaming them. Okay, so we need all of this.
What are you looking for, John?
The function that actually creates the group. Looking in the
You're
parameters.
probably in the you're probably in the wrong contracts directory. We probably should remove the other one.
Oh yeah,
It's contracts forge.
Oh.
Yeah, I forgot. I need to. We probably
Should I
can
just
just
drop this
delete that.
folder?
You can probably just drop the whole thing. Yeah, avoid the confusion.
Yep. There it is.
It's not Rinkaby, I think. It's one thing. It's on Mumbai.
I'm just trying to see if I'm initializing the connection to the contract correctly.
What's there? I missed it.
And here it's connector not
Oh,
found.
connector not found. Here.
Oh, unless it's
You might need to just like it looks like it wants Rinkaby for whatever reason. Like you might just need to change it to be oh my gosh, it's raining. No, I mean like the contract is for sure on Mumbai. It's more like I know what happened. Previously it had been on Rinkaby, now it's on Mumbai. So the app needs to change to be like wherever, yeah. Sorry, I kind of thought we were just using Mumbai previously.
oh good. Would we also switch our RPC?
Yeah, the Rinkaby part of that needs to change. But here, let me look it up. What it is. Okay, that thing.
Is info ID just the section?
Yeah, it's just that.
Yeah. That seems to be commented out. Network isn't used anywhere, so I don't think that matters. Polygon. Do we create a new provider here potentially? Although
I would reference where or see the references for the Rinkeby provider.
it's not being used anywhere either. So I think we're
Okay.
there. We're starting to see where we are.
I don't think that's the problem. Is it? Maybe it is.
It says it's being run multiple times, which is definitely odd.
Just delete it.
I could have also done something stupid somewhere.
Is that environment variable valid? Next public RPC inferior ID?
Nope.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Oh,
Is it spelled? It's spelled wrong or something?
I think that might be it. Didn't find it right away. Copied.
No.
The only other thing I could think of is npm not picking up the end file. Source code again. Oh, this is new.
Instance ID is probably undefined.
Hmm. Oh, an index. Oh, that's interesting about it.
Let's see. Okay.
Because I am
that shouldn't
checking
do anything.
here.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
I see.
It does look like this is now erroring, which means maybe that doesn't exist anymore. Nope, it's here. Oh, but I need to drop it there on here. Here too. That might just become ID again. All right. Something's going somewhere. That URL will need to change. Okay. Just do that really quick.
Are you getting prompts back from it?
Yeah, that's what I just want to dump the whole data maybe here. Doing something.
Can you scroll up? Okay, cool. What is it complaining about?
Well, I'm logging an object and we never go to having anything in the data, which
I mean, it's possible that the graph doesn't have anything in it.
true actually.
Which doesn't appear to be the case. I mean, there are no prompts, right?
Yeah, but we should still be seeing this parent object, I think. Unless the ID now the ID is
I don't
correct,
think you are putting the parent object, like you don't have any fields from the parent object.
and then very here.
Just put ID outside of prompts.
Yep. Also, I forgot how noisy San Diego is with the planes. It's just
Wow. Yeah, if you're staring right by the airport, that would do that.
I woke up at like 6:30 today, right when the FAA allows them to take off.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's when it starts.
The OB pause. People just like that live there just know to stop talking because sometimes, like if you're sitting out on a patio or something, you can't hear.
Yeah. Are you guys hearing it too much, or is it manageable?
No, I don't hear it.
Say again.
Are you picking it up through my microphone? I was wondering.
I haven't heard anything.
That's
No.
good. Glad to hear.
I think Little Italy, it's super loud when they're coming in. Our Kim's favorite ramen place is there, and it's just like everyone just stops their conversation for 5. Like I feel like movies set in San Diego need to do that. Like need to have every conversation stop for 5 seconds. as
Stop.
Time just goes roaring by.
What's between Los Angeles and San Diego? I guess not Santa
Military
Barbara. Santa
bases?
Barbara?
Yeah. Yeah, like south. I mean, it's like you go like Long Beach and then down to like Huntington Beach and then down to like Santa Barbara is north of
Oceanside.
LA.
A little.
Oh, it's north of LA.
Yeah. There's a bunch of military base that takes up a huge chunk of the coast between LA and.
Yep.
Can you
I think that
just
whole
check the
chunk between
query
San
and
Clemente
the
and
graph
Oceanside is
thing
military.
again? Like it might be worth just copying and pasting the query into the graph thing and checking that the query is working as expected on the website.
Yep. Yeah, I think I might be having a separate issue with the dev instance where it's like crashing somehow. Let's see. Oh, that might do it.
It seems like maybe it didn't get pushed or something, or there might be an error.
Cool.
It might just remove description for now and see what happens.
Yep, I did. I can change this to 0. Yep, we're looking good there. All right, so let me remove that from there, run code gen again, and then run dev. Find data here.
Should have description now.
There we go. Does anything need to trigger the query somehow?
Should
Or
get
did they just
run on
pop
page
in?
load.
Yeah, okay. Yes, structure similar here. Uh, Just make sure this is coming in okay. Oh, I'm fine. That's not good. Explain this.
John.
Yep.
It's going to be ID, where instance ID is named. You're destructing something that only is returning ID from router.query. Yeah.
Here.
Yeah, and you can rename it as either ID, or if you wanted to keep it as instance ID, you can put a colon next to ID and name it instance ID.
Got it. Oh, we have data. Wondering if later we like do some helpers.
It might just be useful to put a constant, which is like data or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's probably duplicate or not used. I don't know. Question mark.
There we are. Okay.
It'll be instance data prompts. And then probably you didn't get all the information from it, so it doesn't conform to prompt type.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what that's expecting.
Is my guess.
Yeah.
I could be wrong on that.
Yeah, we do have a lot of things not in here, so
I would just copy and paste it from like wherever we're, wherever we used it previously. Yeah, another query.
Yeah, let's put that one away. So let's see. So it used to be.
I need to regenerate the types with cogen and run.
And that would also.
It's based on the query, and it'll generate the types for it. And then as long as it has the, I think you can just do PM cogen should also work.
that error is gone now.
Right.
Which means-
The only thing is there's no response like prompts.
Yeah.
So it won't show anything anyhow.
Yep.
And also when creating a prompt, the new ID will have to go in there and all of that as well.
Mhm.
So there's still,
Yeah, that,
there's a lot
we
more
can get that
to be
in.
done, I think.
Yeah.
I'm just trying, I think I'm getting to the end of my ability here and my laptop's also about to die.
All good. Yeah, this could be a good spot to pause. I could push up what I have now, which would allow Dave and Jordan to poke at some like React componentry stuff there. And then we can just pick up next time and finish the crate loop.
And do you mind running through just what all's there real quick? I was like in and out.
No, all good. So now we have a sort of group structure that looks exactly like the prompt structure. So these are similar. The ID is, or like the index is just going to list all the prompties. That's the page we're trying to get working. I think, although I get, is not displaying anything correctly, but this is where there's going to be a list of these prompts, and that'll, I think, work exactly the same as our app index page. Then we have the create page, which just has at the very bottom here a form with like the fields. So this input, this is the button, and everything's in a flex call structure here. Cool. And then the base root, or like the base object here at the app, all that changed was I think I took I like stuck in just a little bit of scaffolding, and I'll make sure it loads, but basically we'll have this will be the space for listing all of the prompting instances, and we'll have that data probably in here. But maybe that's something we can structure next time, because we might want to make those like sub components.
Cool.
That's about it.
Yeah, so is the create process working, or still need to?
The create process does go through. Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, but the create prompt will not yet, because we need to link that up.
Yep. Okay, cool.
But yeah,
Dave and Jordan, do you guys want to hack on this outside of next time, or do you want to do that with an audience?
Up to Dave.
Is it useful to have people that understand React better?
Maybe. I mean,
Yeah, we could probably get Arthur nearby on the next session, and that would let us get these components in and just set up the scaffolding for CSS after that fact. He's
also
pretty around.
depending on what the rest of the day looks like for me, I can try to kind of reroute things and get things in order as well. Because I think some of the like routes that we have need to be moved around to effectively like work.
yeah, I think we do that first, and then we're not. It's working around less, and then if that's in decent enough shape, we could probably at the tail end of things, or set up another one. Because it's a lot of like fiddling with putting stuff on screen. It's might be useful to people. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm definitely down for sync on that. That sounds fun.
Cool.
Yeah, I think it's another session kind of like this then. It's part UI, part code.
This is our first of type, where we did both. A hybrid.
When do we want to do that?
Clear.
Wide open tomorrow.
I'm on the road for the next 2 days, more or less the entire day. So I can join, but I will not have a computer in front of me.
Cool.
I think that might be okay if we're getting into React stuff, because
Yeah.
it's less CJ's turf, I think. Cool.
As long as y'all are okay.
Down.
Jamming components together till they work.
Yeah. I mean, what we would do anyway. That's fine. Yeah, I mean, we just need to get the thing sort of working, and then we can go repipe all of it once it makes sense. If need be. I mean, I'm down whenever.
Does 9:30 tomorrow work for Pacific people? So 11:30
Yep.
Central? Cool. Dave, we'll keep our morning meeting maybe till cap it at 10:30, so we're not overdosing on Zoom.
Sounds good.
Smart.
Don't want the Zoom hangover.
Thanks, Jordan. I now know auto layout things that I did not
Yeah.
know before. So
Yeah,
this
I just
is
learned
a
it too.
learning opportunity.
It's cool.
Sweet. Cool. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
We're cruising.
Bye.
Bye.
See you tomorrow.